Hi friends, this is Sonila from Mediterranean and Latin loveaffair.com. Welcome to my kitchen. Today we'll prepare a Mediterranean frittata, which is one of my favorite breakfast recipes ever. The frittata will have spinach, feta, grape tomatoes, and green onions. Frittatas, unlike quiche, don't have crust, so they are a little bit easier to prepare. They cook faster. They can be served for breakfast, brunch, or only as a light meal. So let's start first prepping the ingredients. I start by prepping the spinach. Usually I use about 5 ounces of baby spinach. It helps if you buy it already pre-washed. It will save you time. Baby spinach, it's a little bit softer, so it will cook better. Give the spinach a light chop, no need to make it fine. Okay, so for tomatoes, you can use grape tomatoes or you can use Campari tomatoes. Make sure you use very flavorful tomatoes. It will enhance the flavor of the frittata. If you're using grape tomatoes, just cut them in half. If you're using Campari tomatoes, just slice them and serve them on top of the frittata. Then we'll move on to the green onions. I use the whole bunch of green onions because I love their taste, but you can use only 3 or 4 of them. Make sure to wash them really well, cut off the top, remove a layer from the green onions, and then chop them and set it aside. When it comes to feta cheese, the best feta cheese comes in blocks. If you grew up in the Mediterranean like I did, I'm sure you remember buying feta cheese in big cubes immersed in brine. Usually I crumble the feta cheese using my hands or just a fork, just crumble it in big pieces and set it aside as well. So finally we'll prepare the eggs. So I add 8 eggs to the mixing bowl. If you want more protein to your breakfast, you can add some egg whites. You can whisk them really well until the yolks are well incorporated. Then you can add milk, salt, and pepper, whisk it again and set it aside. I use a cast iron skillet to make my frittata. I love using cast iron. It's easy to clean, it's easy to maintain, it lasts forever if you take care of it properly. I start cooking the frittata on the stovetop, then I move it to the oven. So now it's time to preheat the oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit and put the skillet on medium heat. Once the cast iron is warm enough, then I add 1 to 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Then I add the green onions and the spinach, saute them lightly. There's no need to cook them until they are super soft, just they need light saute. You'll notice that the spinach will wilt and its volume will come down. If there's any liquid from the spinach, wait until it evaporates. Mix it one more time really well. Then you can add the egg mix on the skillet and top it off with feta cheese. As the eggs are setting, then we start adding the tomatoes on top. At this point, make sure that anytime you see the frittata setting on the corners of the skillet, you can move it lightly with a spatula, so more of the egg mix can go underneath. Cook it for about 5 minutes on the skillet in medium heat. Then you can move the skillet to the oven. I like to cook it for about 10 to 12 minutes in the oven. However, it depends a little bit on the type of oven you are using. So once the frittata is done, you can take it out of the oven, let it rest for 5 minutes. Maybe the frittata initially will be fluffed up and then the volume will go down a little bit. It's totally normal. Okay, let's do a little bit of taste test. The frittata is ready. Look, it has set, the eggs have set perfectly. You can tell the tomatoes, the spinach, the green onions. There's a lot of feta cheese in it, so it's the perfect breakfast. It's a little bit hot, so I'm waiting before biting. Just perfect. I love to eat my frittata with some baguette or some sourdough bread, and I enjoy it with either coffee or with my mountain tea. In Albania we call this tea chai mali, so frittata is the perfect breakfast when you're having some tea. Now, with frittatas, you don't have to worry about having the perfect recipe. I used spinach, feta cheese, green onions, tomatoes, but you can use a variety of ingredients. You can use mushrooms, you can use peppers, you can use basically any vegetables you have on hand left over from previous meals. So as long as you have enough eggs, you can make the perfect frittata for breakfast. You can either make it spicy, or you can make it, you know, having more other ethnic flavors by adding, let's say, jalapenos, or you can add bacon or ham, and you know, the opportunities and the possibilities are endless. So anything you have on hand, you can put it on a frittata and it will give you the perfect meal. And I love it that it is high in protein, low carb with the veggies I've used, especially beginning of the year when everybody's trying to get a little bit back in shape. This is the perfect breakfast recipe. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you'd like to see more Mediterranean videos on my channel, please hit the subscribe button so you'll be notified when I post new recipes. Thank you and have a great day.